This is Learn from Others, where we interview a cross-section of successful individuals so you can learn from their experiences, achievements, and even their mistakes. We ask 4 questions that will educate and inspire. Greg Stanley will be your guide as we join our guest on a journey from adolescent daydreaming to success in today's world. Join us on this adventure as we learn from others together.
Welcome to Learn from Others, where we help others succeed by sharing success. I'm very excited to introduce our special guest, Wannaphon Thanomchat. Well, thank you for taking us on your career journey today.
Well, thank you so much.
Before we find out what you're actually doing today, why don't you start at the very beginning, and could you please tell us, what did you want to be when you grew up?
At first, when I was really young, I just would like to be a teacher. But because when I grow up, it's just the times change and the things changed and my plans was changed. It's kind of weird because when I was in high school, I was studying science and mathematics programs. So when I was in high school, I would like to grow up to be a pharmacist. But I have to say, honestly speaking, that my score didn't get along well for physics and chemistry. But it's really good at English. So I changed the plans. I changed my future plans to be working on the things that about communications and use English language. Yeah.
I need to reference that for our listeners. You are actually in Thailand right now, and it's 10 o'clock at night. So I really appreciate you being on our podcast today.
That's okay. And yes, thank you again for giving me a chance to be sharing my experience. Yeah, and sharing your great project with me is going to be great. It's going to be cool.
Awesome.
Thank you so much again.
Yeah. Well, speaking of school, what was your favorite subject or hobby while you were in school? Was it English, or was there something else you really enjoyed?
Actually, yes, English. Yeah. English is my favorite one, and another one is about society, and it's Thai language. But yeah, English is the first favorite ones. As I told you before, it's that because I study in mathematics and science programs. I should just love chemistry, physics, and biology, but I'm so sorry it's not get along with me so well. So yeah.
I was like that with math. I loved math until calculus, and then I hit a wall. I didn't play well with me. So what was your first job? One that you earned a paycheck and had responsibility?
My first job is a customer service at Ditectis Productions. I have to tell you that Ditectis Production is the CD and DVD manufacturer in Thailand.
Okay.
Yeah, and my responsibility is to take care of their main customer, who is at that time is Sony Pictures Home Entertainment Studio. That mean I have to contact with the studio in the UK and have to contact to the licensees that have the copyrights to launch the DVD projects of Sony Pictures in Thailand.
Wow,
yeah.
That's a big job for a first job. That's really exciting and cool that you were able to succeed in such a great job so early in your career.
Well, thank you so much. But yeah, it's just because I have that chance. So just use my English skills to communicate with people, and have to communicate here in Thailand as well. So
right.
It's like a kind of communications. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do today? And I know you're a little bit in transition, so we could just reference your previous job if you like.
Yeah, so my previous jobs, my latest job, I work at Enberg Food Thai. And my latest position is International Customer Assistance Manager. Enberg Food Thai is the company that work. They is a manufacturer that make candies for Topps company.
Right. So you work with my company, and you make all the fun, cool candies like Ring Pop and Push Pop and Juicy Drop Pop and
yes,
all sorts of fun stuff for kids.
Yeah, the edible entertainment.
That's right. Well, why don't you take us from right out of school in that first job to where you ended up, with the candy manufacturing piece of it. How did you get there? What was your career journey?
I have to say that at first I worked at a DVD company, right? And then after a year and a half, I just changed my job. And this time I'm going to be a teacher.
Oh, wow.
It's kind of totally different. I'm going to be a teacher at a private school, one of the private school. But at that time, I have to say that because of the transportations and my health problems, so I have to quit that teacher job. And then I get back to this DVD manufacturer again to work with Sony Pictures again. But it's unfortunately that I have to tell you that here in Thailand, the CD and DVD manufacturer is not growing well. It's not growing up. It's just, this day, people don't use CD and DVD anymore,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
Yes. So, so it's the company has to shut down.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's streaming
Yeah.
digitally.
So they have to shut down the CD and DVD manufacturer. So that means it's just a journey that I have to change my job again. And now at that time, I going to work at a textile company. It's kind of different again. At that textiles company, I have to take responsible for the customer. It's the U.S. customer as well as we call them dealers. They are the superstore, and they have their own brands for clothing, for men clothes, for women clothes. And yes, I work for them. I work for the development program for them.
Okay.
So yes, take care of the customer. Look at the development programs, and for sure, it's just me like communication between the customer in the U.S. and the factory here in Thailand.
I used to shop at a Dillard's when I lived in Atlanta. They were great stores. So that was part of the manufacturing of clothing for Dillard's?
Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So now your role there, what did you do exactly? Like, was English a big part of your role? It sounds like it was in the past and it is in the future. Was it a part of that role as well?
Yes, it's a part of that role as well because the main part is have to contact with the customer who is Deloitte.
Mm-hmm.
Because Deloitte, okay, I have to explain it a little bit. Okay, so because I work for the development programs, that means as I told you that they have their own brand for clothing.
Mm-hmm.
That means they will give us the idea of what they would like to get for the next season.
Mm-hmm.
That's mean, yeah, right. So we're just going to sourcing fabric or accessory, yeah, and doing the designs for them, doing the designs for dealers, and okay, send them the samples, going to make them the cost, the estimates cost, and when they come here to visit in Thailand, just presents them what are we doing now on the development programs.
Okay,
that's what it meant.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Now, did you travel overseas to the U.S. as part of this role?
No, I haven't traveled to U.S. before, but I would love to.
Well, now, where did that job lead you to?
So, yeah, it just led me to, just gaining more experience on the sourcings and, just because I have to contact with the customer directly. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it's development program for them. It's this kind of challenge. Yeah.
Yeah, I totally can see that. Okay. After Dillard's?
After Dillard's, yes, I work at Enberg Food Thai. That's work for Top's company, work for your company.
And exactly what is your job at Enberg?
Exactly. At Enberg, I'm, take care of all of your orders, all of your orders, the order from your size, from the US ones, and the orders from your BCBI teams, from the international team, from your international teams, right? From BCBI as well. Yeah, and so all of the emails that you guys send me, all of the requests, developments, sales, or include the complaints, I'm responsible for that.
Okay, so you'll get all the international orders, you'll get the U.S. orders, or wherever they're coming from to manufacture ring pops and push pops and all the different candies that you currently produce for us. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. But the main products that we produce for you is, for sure, your main roll, Juicy Dot Pop and Baby Button Pop.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what does a typical day or a typical week look like in that role?
In that role, because the emails just get many details, so my weekly routine is just, looking at the email, just trying to answer your guys' email. I know, baby, sometimes your team just get asked the request, ask for samples, or sometimes it's just inquiry. So it's about find and answer your guys' the email, or just maybe sometimes it's a complaint. So when we just receive the complaint, we just have to, arrange the meeting. I mean, we have to inform the manufacturer parts, the production parts, and have they going to find the root cause, and then we have to solve the problems. I mean, we have to get the corrective actions and send to you and your QA team in Scranton. I guess.
In Scranton,
right.
Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of, if there's a quality control issue, just alerting your factory to that issue and then kind of digging into what's the issue, how can we fix it, that kind of thing?
Yeah, that's right. And as well as your orders. And when we get to your orders from both of your sides, I mean, from both from the US team and from the international team, it's just I have to arrange it into the estimate shipping schedules in every week. I mean, they have to balance all of your orders because we have to maintain it with our internal capacity. Because in each week we there is a capacity that we can work for you guys. That means have to match with the order, and yes, have to a lot of meeting with our productions team. Is that going to be okay? Is that going to be on time? Or when sometimes you have an urgent request, and sometimes your team has an urgent request, and yes, we have to make a plans again and have to make everything smooth so we can just ship the orders on time. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. There's a lot behind the scenes that occurs. And just for our students who may be listening, the way this process typically works, if you walk into let's say a Walmart store and you're looking for your favorite candy, and it's not there, that could be for numerous reasons. One of them might be the person responsible maybe didn't forecast enough to be made in the first place. So if they forecasted, 1,000 cases and, you sold 5,000 cases, there could be an issue with getting enough product to cover the sale. So there's a lot of that communication. It sounds like a lot of that communication goes to you as far as making sure that enough product is being produced to fill the demands. And if there's not enough, then you got to kind of figure out, well, how are we going to share what is available appropriately and keep everybody happy? Is that correct?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's absolutely correct.
Wow. Well, that's cool.
But it's a happy job, It's just even with making candies, it's it's a fun. Even here in Thailand, when see the products of like ring pop or some kinds of candy here, we're just happy to see the children just get happy when eat it.
Yeah, like you said, it's edible entertainment. And one time I was told we should never have a bad day when we're selling candy. So that is true. Yeah. As a reminder, you can check out all previous episodes at learnfromothers.org. And if you're an educator or a student, you can search for podcasts by career cluster. So we learned what you wanted to be when you grew up, which was a teacher, and what you actually do today, which is help produce candy. So if you could do it all over again, what would you do differently?
Actually, my main point is just the customer service. That means, just make everything that's make the customer happy and satisfying. So that means when you guys have something inquiry or have any requests, or you would like to get a samples, or you would like us to sourcing something new for you, and you would like to need any help, which is any assistance, we just do that for you to make you happy and more satisfying. So the main point is about communications and make the customer happy.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's a great goal to have. Keep the customer happy for sure. Well, let's think about someone who is in school right now and would like to do what you do, work in the manufacturing of candy, let's say. What advice would you give them?
I would like to say that nothing is impossible. I mean, you can do anything that you would like to do. You just keep telling yourself that I can do that. I have to say that I have one person that he is like my ideal, my someone that I admire. He always say that to me that, hey, when you just would like to do something that you never do before, because you see it from my journey, that is totally different from the DVD manufacturer to be a teacher and then textiles and then go to a candy company. Right. So it's totally different, but you can do everything that you would like to do. You just keep learning. Learning new thing is the main, how can I say? It's the main point, it's the main thing that you can do. Just telling yourself that I can do that and you can do that, no matter how hard it is, yes.
That's really great, because in your career journey really points that fact out, the fact that you excelled at English, but then you went from one industry in DVDs to teaching to back to DVDs to candy. I mean, you've learned a lot along your career path, and it's kind of exciting to see what you're going to do next, because I'm sure you'll learn even more in whatever that role may be.
Yeah.
Well, as with most journeys, success largely depends on reliable transportation. And I'm a huge car enthusiast, and I'm just fascinated by your answer here. But since you're in Thailand, could you tell me, what was your first car?
My first car is Honda. I have Honda is a Japanese brand.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah, but my first car is it's a small one, because I live in the city, so it's gonna be more convenience for me to have a small one. Yeah. So it's a small Honda car right now.
Is it a Honda Accord, or is it something? Is it got a neat little name attached to it?
No, it's just the small one that named Brio.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it's like a little micro car. Well, what is your dream car, if you have one?
My dream car, if I have one, is going to be, right now, for me, it's going to be BMW.
Oh, there we go. That's a nice nice car for
Yeah.
sure. One great perk to some jobs is a company car. So if I had all the money in the world, I'd love to buy you a cool company car. And I had a lot of fun with this one. So basically, I was trying to research a car that had something to do with candy. So this took a little bit of work, and I did find one. And it turns out it works out great because it's a micro car. It's a small car. And so this one is called I'll send you a picture so you know what I'm talking about, but it's called it's called a Corbin Sparrow Jelly Bean. And
Jelly bean?
Jelly
Okay.
Bean. And it was in the movie, Austin Powers movie. Dr. Evil had a couple little white ones running around. They look like little jelly beans. They're 3 wheels and they're electric and they're kind of cool. So that's the car I picked out for you because it's the closest one I could find that had anything to do with the candy industry. So I will send you a picture. And it's nice and small, so it would totally work in Thailand.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I will look forward to the pictures you're gonna send me. Yeah, it's gonna be the lovely one.
Well, thank you so much for taking us on your career journey today.
And thank you so much again for sharing this great project with me.
Thank you for listening to Learn from Others, where we help others succeed by sharing success. Where will our next adventure take us? Subscribe to find out. If you know of someone who has a cool career story or occupation, contact Greg through Instagram at Greg Stanley LFO. That's GregStanley LFO. And we will see you soon as we learn from others together.